Okay. I wasn't nervous until Kelly showed up, and now I'm nervous.
You have reason to be too.
I'm on notice.
There's no clipboard though. Not this time.
No clipboard, no clipboard. I know. Well, and to be fair, I actually don't, my office is my apartment. So if Kelly shows up here and grills me, it'll just be my husband. She can show up anytime. Look, I'm honored. Today is a very special day. Matt is here. Matt, Kelly, and Devin from I Love a Mama's Boy, season 3 just wrapped. This is huge. Matt, I said to you, you don't do many interviews. I mean, I'm honored. Why did you decide that you were ready to do an interview?
I think we needed to say our truth and kind of address a few things. We've followed your podcast for a while. You've had a few of our friends on. We like how you do it. And we decided that you would be the best outlet for us.
Okay, well, I'm truly honored. And now I'm nervous again. So that's why I had to start drinking.
If this goes bad. It was Dawn and Cher. Mom and I are friends with Dawn and Cher from Smothered. They've become our friends because in doing our show, you know, they're so similar that like, so Cher and I became friends, and then Mom and Dawn are friends. And so when we saw that they were on your show, we listened to it. We actually, a lot of our questions were answered like about Dawn's house and stuff, because we've always wondered about it. Like we want to bid on it. And so, yeah.
Well, I am thrilled. I'm honored. I'm thrilled. And I'm looking forward to hearing your side of the story. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I was joking, though. I always like to kind of start with something fun, Kelly. I mean, people online do say that you and Matt are so close, and they talk about your relationship because you two are alcoholics. We all decided to get wine. Kelly, what's the deal? Do you drink all the time, or is it for the show? It's like, no, it's real. It's real.
She only drinks in days that end with Y.
Okay.
So.
I appreciate that. Kelly, by the way, what's your drink of choice? It seems like you always like wine.
I think so. Red wine.
Red wine.
Yeah.
And expensive red wine.
Oh, do you have?
If it's cheap, I don't. Why bother?
Oh, it's so true, isn't it? I mean, life is too short to drink cheap booze
or wear cheap shoes.
So are those kind of your things, Kelly? Like you like expensive shoes and good wine?
Expensive things, yes.
Things, period.
Kelly, what's the most expensive bottle of wine in your house and the most expensive pair of shoes?
I'm at a wine right now. How about the
most expensive bottle was probably Vegas, right?
Yeah.
With us.
So that was when we went to Vegas in July, that was $190.
Okay. And then what kind of shoe? Like, do you own like a?
The most expensive I have right now were $390.
Ooh, are we a Prada girl? Are we like a Todd's girl? Like, what are we rocking?
I have no idea.
Who's Todd?
Oh, have you ever seen Todd's? They're very famous for their driving shoes. They're like high-end leather luxury. Actually, you should get into those. You know what? I'll send you the link. You will.
All right. Perfect.
They're like they're flats, and you know, I mean, bougie moms like you who drink fabulous wine. I mean, they all wear Todd's, you know?
Well, okay, I'll be wearing Todd's.
Real Housewife of Loomis.
But Todd's going to have to pay me to wear his stuff.
Kelly's in demand, damn it.
That's right. Sorry.
All right. Look, I got 1,000 questions. Where do you guys want to begin? You know, we all have watched you for 3 seasons. I said this to Sharon Don. I mean, it's pretty amazing that you guys have been on for 3 seasons. That's very hard to do in television. It's very hard to get on TV, and it's even harder to stay on TV. So let's just go back, because I know, and we'll talk a little bit about exes as much as we can. But you know, at the end of season 2, Matt, it was a pretty explosive ending, right?
Yeah.
You and your fiance break up. I mean, was there any doubt? Like, did you guys think that was it for you in reality TV? Did you think that you were done?
She's laughing. She's laughing. So since season 1, I've always told Mom, but now I tell Devin and Mom. I've always said after every season, that's probably it. You know,
Do you tell me first?
Sarah,
yes.
He says that at the end of every Sunday.
Every Sunday. I'm like,
Every
we're
Sunday.
probably, because I just don't look at.
He's like, that's it.
I liked I just think, what else is there? You know, has it's run its course, but then
There's
the shit show happens, and then
There's a
my
lot
life
more
takes
stuff.
another turn, and
there's a lot more.
there's a
stuff we
lot
can
more
do.
coming now, and there's now more than ever. But I think, will you weigh in on this? Like, we thought after
I mean, did you guys, let me ask you this. I mean, it was kind of a toxic ending, right? At the end of season 2. I mean, Kelly, as a mom, you obviously have a lot of say over Matt and being on this show. I mean, did you walk away watching that season and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this show? Or did you ever think that?
No, I didn't think that.
our story didn't end with her. Our life didn't end with her. We have a story to tell, and you know, we're glad that people like watching and they are invested, and the story doesn't end with her. So we kind of felt there would be another season, but you know, you never know with TV.
That's true.
Yeah, you never know. Matt, okay, tell us, you know, and this is sort of like such a broad question, but what is the story that you want people to know that you feel like up until this point they don't know?
That's such a broad question.
I know. But maybe we can pick like 2 things. Maybe like, you know, what are 2 things that you think people really should know about you that they don't know about you?
I would say, don't believe everything you read or that you see on social media, articles. I think in general in life, if you take a couple and they break up, and you take an ex's sayings and, you know, their clickbait, and you say that's solid, you're listening to one side. So like, I don't do many interviews. I don't talk that much about my past relationships online. Anybody can see that, you know, because I don't think that's how you move on. I don't think that's how you live life. And so just don't believe everything, you know, you see, and don't believe one side of everything. And unfortunately, that's just kind of how people are, you know, you pick a side and that's it. But people that meet me, it's funny, like people will meet Mom and I in real life, and they're like, oh my gosh, like you're a nice guy. You're not an asshole like we all thought you were, or things like that. But I would say that's the one.
And I mean, how's that been for all of you? And Devin, I want you to jump in. I mean, Matt, it's okay. The end of last season was rough. And then this season, I mean, you weren't painted in a great light. I mean, has that been, do you read any of the criticism, and then do you take it personally? And what about for you, Kelly and Devin? Like,
Okay, you go.
Me, Devin handles all that now for me. I don't I don't look at any of it. I don't think anybody should, whether you're on reality TV, you're in movies. I don't care if you're in a season of a reality show or you're a mega star. You shouldn't read it. It's terrible. But I don't look at it anymore. I have in the past, and it has bugged me. You know, there's some days where I'm like, this is just ridiculous. But no, I just decided not to look at any of it. I don't really care.
I don't have social media.
Yeah. And Mom doesn't care either. I think you have to have pretty thick skin.
They can call me whatever they want, and I don't care.
oh my God, that's so great to not have social media. That must be so nice. Matt, you know how it is. I mean, Devin, okay, for you, people have a lot of questions for you, Devin. They want to know, did you ever watch the show before you and Matt started your relationship?
So Sarah, the wildest part about all of this is that I don't even watch TV. I don't watch TV, and I didn't even know that the show existed until we bumped into each other this year.
And then she saw it on my Instagram, and she was like, what's this thing you're on? Like,
Yeah, I was super confused.
Wow.
I'm a big time celebrity.
no.
Okay.
So you'd never heard of the show. You'd never seen the show. You obviously had worked with Matt in the past, but then you guys had kind of lost touch. So you had no idea that he was on this nationally, like, hugely rated show.
No, because we worked in the same department, but we because our roles were so different, we had no reason to interact with each other. And so like I had no idea that it existed. And actually, we all got sent to work from home at the beginning of 2020. And so then I especially had zero contact with him. And so I like had no way of even,
because that's realistically when the show even started, it was kind of the COVID thing is when the show got going. So, I never even saw her or talked to her. So it just, and we know, Sarah, we know all the speculations. We know that the exes are saying we've been having this torrid love affair since 2019.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's be honest, right? I mean, that's
about the elephant.
Yeah. The elephant in the room is no.
Okay.
Devin and I have not had an affair since 2019. If I was with Devin, why would I have been around Brittany?
Well, I mean, I guess, Devin, the other thing that people online speculate is, did Brittany know that Matt was seeing you, or did you even know about Brittany before?
So I'm glad that you brought this up, because when Matt and I bumped into each other, it had been like almost a month since they had hung out. And
barely talked. Yeah.
And because we had worked together and had experiences with the place that we worked at, we were like, hey, let's go and grab a glass of wine and share experiences. So the first time we met up, it wasn't even a date. It was this very like platonic thing where we were sharing stories about this place that we worked at. And so both of us went into that glass of wine with like zero romantic expectations at all. We were just like two people that worked together. And
I knew that she had kids and stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't like I was going into it like looking to date, because I'd never really thought about dating, a woman with kids before.
Yeah. So by the time we actually like figured out that we liked each other and started dating, it had been almost 6 weeks since they had hung out, like, romantically, I guess is maybe a good way to say it. And I can't speak to how romantic it was because I wasn't there, but yeah, it had been literally weeks since that had actually been.
And we were never official. When Brittany and I were even speaking, we actually became official after Brittany and I had stopped communicating completely. So we know there's a lot of speculation as to, he was seeing both of them at the same time.
And I mean, the show kind of portrays that, right? I mean, you're sitting down with Kelly, and Kelly says, like, obviously that's not the way you should treat a person. I mean, they set it up in the show like you did cheat on Brittany.
I wouldn't say I cheated on Brittany. I would say I wasn't as honest with her as I should have been about where her and I stood.
Yeah.
I think her and I both knew that we were a fling and the fling had flung. And I think that we had both known, and, if we hadn't been on a national TV and it hadn't been so publicized, probably it would have, she wouldn't be doing such a clickbait. Yeah. A clickbait.
In the real dating world, sometimes you date someone and it just fizzles out and you don't talk to them anymore. Yeah. But I think that because of this kind of unique situation that they were in, Matt and I talked, and like we both agreed that he could have been more transparent and forthcoming with where things were at with them. But to answer your question, like he told me right away that there was this other girl on the show and that I was going to see that. Like, he was very open and honest with me about that.
Matt, how did you feel about the way that scene played out when you and Brittany did break up? I mean, it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Would you have done anything differently? Do you feel like that was pretty true to where your relationship was at that time? How'd you feel about that?
Well, I think the relationship, obviously, I don't even like to call it a relationship because we were never official. I think that's the misconception. Nothing was official. She's even made statements that we weren't official, but I think it was obviously done at that point. I think,
and had been done. For a long time.
It had been done for a long time, and I wanted to go and I wanted to apologize. I wanted to, basically, I went to say, I'm sorry. And, I know you're pissed and I should have talked to you sooner. And, if she hadn't brought her boss to that lunch, I probably would have had a much different conversation with her instead of trying to say to her boss in front of her boss there, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I don't think we're going to work out, as her boss is like grilling me. So it was such an awkward position. I did not take the best approach. I will say it. It was odd. And I took, a coward's way out in a sense. And I admit it, I should have said it, but it's hard to be in that situation and make the right call. And I just didn't make the right call at that time. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you ever feel, a lot of people made of the statement, you were like, I will call the cops on you. A lot of people felt like that was like way too dramatic. I mean, did you ever feel like you were really threatened?
I think that I said that. And if anyone watches the scene, I put my hands behind my back instantly because I walked away. I learned my lesson of season 2 about really getting in someone's, fight with them and getting into it. That's why I got up and left. She wanted a reaction. She wanted a reaction. She wanted a fight. I think she, and she is very close with my ex-fiance, and they were very close at that point. So I'm sure
is very weird.
Yes. So I'm sure my ex-fiance had her little puppet hand in that with her, and it's all fine. But I didn't want to be in that situation. And yes, I said the cop thing. And, I think we've seen over the past 3 years, sometimes I say the wrong thing sometimes.
I think that because we talked about it after too. And I think that we were both a little shocked at the level of emotions that were coming out there, being that it had been so long and what their relationship was. So I think that part of it was surprising, probably for him in the moment.
Because it was like, this was a girl I hadn't seen in now, a couple months, roughly. And we weren't together. Nothing was official. None of that had happened. And she went off the way she did. She was more upset than my ex-fiance when we broke up. Like, it was such a different reaction.
Yeah, she seemed like she was either really in love with you or there was something else going on, because she did seem quite hurt, I mean, to take it to that level.
She could have been in love with him or wanted more than Matt wanted to give.
And I think that is partly it. I think she might have wanted more than I could have given her. And it just because
women do crazy stuff.
I think at the end of the day, it was just not there. It wasn't.
Right. Am I right?
Kelly, the moment you said that, all I thought of you was on the 4-wheeler tying that. Right? Like pulling it down. Like, Kelly's like, women do crazy stuff. And then I just see Kelly on the 4-wheeler. Oh my God.
But to be honest, I actually don't have any ill will towards Brittany. I mean, she is, yes, we got in an argument. Yes, things did not work out. Yes, things did not look very good on the show in that regard, but I don't have any ill will feelings towards her. I know she's going to find a great guy. She deserves a great guy.
She'll find a guy.
She will find a guy. And, she's very pretty. And
there's not a lot of great guys out there. There's not.
Did you guys look at that scene? I mean, obviously this is your real life. I don't want to be making light of emotions, but I mean, that scene, there was almost like a little bit of a comedy skit. I mean, you guys used the "It's Britney, bitch." I mean, you told her to go write a country song. I mean, it was a little comedic. I mean, it was like.
And hence why we'll probably be back for season 4. Good job, son.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, Matt, was the country song thing because she was wearing country boots?
Yes. So this is why I say stupid stuff sometimes, because because she wouldn't let me leave, and she was like in my face, and she was like belittling me and like all this stuff. And I'm like, just let me go. Like, come on, I'm not going to do this with you. Like, I said the cop thing because she jumped in my face, and I was like, I'm not doing this. You want it? No, I'm going to go a whole nother route here. We're not doing this. So when I just took like a look at her, and I was like, wait, you got your cowgirl boots on, you got your little black dress on. And that's why I was like, go write the country song. And hey, and if she does, I want some, what are they called? Royalties.
Royalties. Yeah. You want royalties, right? All right. Let's, I do have some other questions about your ex-fiance, but we'll get to those. I want to talk about the happiness because, when you DM'd me to do this interview, you said, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm really in love and I've found my person. And I mean, truly, and I think Kelly feels this for everyone. Everyone deserves that, right? To find that person that they're truly in love with.
Yeah.
What was different about Devin for you than other women that we've seen you be with on the show?
I think she's just real. She's very, I think when you find your soulmate, you find your person, it's like you find that missing piece of the puzzle. We complement each other in strengths and weaknesses. It just works. I think, I love how mature she is. I love that she has, her career. She's raised 2 great kids. She's done so much, and I admire it all. And
it sounds like me.
And
right.
there was just that something, and it wasn't even there. Like, how Devin had said, we hung out a few times without anything happening. Actually, the second time we hung out, we both left, and I was like,
really awkward.
It was so awkward. We had one drink and left, and I was like, yeah, I won't see her again. But there was something.
There was like an awkward side hug.
Yeah, there was an awkward side hug, but there was always something that pulled me back. I kept thinking there's something, like, there was something pulling me, and I said, I got to see what's happening here. Like, there's this something.
Kelly, fans of the show say that you're noticeably different with Devin, that you have been easier on Devin than you have some of the other women in Matt's life. Do you think that's
seen everything
true?
Yet.
Oh, all right. I guess not. Okay.
True.
Okay. So it sounds like we're going to see maybe on season 4. So maybe Devin gets more of the questioning.
I'm up for that.
We'll see.
Well, Devin, what's your experience been with Kelly? I mean, do you find, because on the show, right, these women say Kelly is very, very difficult, to be around. And we see that side of Kelly on the show. So what's your experience been?
My experience has been pretty good so far. We haven't had any like real life changes to go through and deal with how we're gonna navigate those. But I think that
True.
But I think that I'm at a different place in my life too, and have, obviously been through like raising kids and being a mom, and so I don't know if that helps with a little comfortability when it comes to how Kelly views me, but yeah, we haven't actually had to like deal with those like real life things like moving in together and
kids.
stuff like
There's
that.
literally, they're
like,
both very strong, independent women that have both achieved so much. And
if you're going to try to take them away, that's my main concern.
So
well, that's,
yeah.
I mean, okay, Matt, so have you met Devin's kids? Have you guys, and have you all met the family?
Yes. We have all met. Mom has not met Devin's parents yet, but she's met the kids. I know the kids well, we're with the kids 2 to 3 times a week. We're doing dinners, or we do dinners with like Devin's family, things like that. But yeah, the kids, they're great. They're 15 and 18.
Yeah, they're much older. I mean, they're like ready to be out on their own, which is a totally different dynamic than.
Which is scarier to go in for me, because it's like you have to deal with teenagers, and they're either going to like you or they're going to hate you, so I feel
very opinionated.
I feel very lucky that, me and the kids get along so well.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
But
and you guys have been together now officially how long?
Almost 6 months.
Almost 6 months. Okay. And I mean, Matt, you seem pretty head over heels. Like, are we going to see an engagement anytime soon? Or like, what's our timeline here?
After I did this before, I've done it before. I said I'd never do it again. Mom kind of jumped for joy a little bit, I think, when I said I'd never propose again. Right. But I would not be shocked if in the future it could happen.
Wow. So Devin, how do you feel about that? And are you open to being on a season 4?
I'm open to it. I was very, was very nervous about it going into even just appearing on this season and what that would look like. But I'm open to that.
Okay. I like, I like where this is headed. Kelly, I hope you do. I mean, this is good.
We'll see.
Honestly, in your heart of hearts, do you really want Matt to be married? And do you, or no, you would really be happy if he was single forever and just stayed and lived near you?
Oh, wow.
Do you want us to leave? Do you want us to leave the room?
No. No, I wanted to be happy and be married, but that woman would have to know that Matt and I do a lot of stuff together and be okay with it. So I get him for, my husband doesn't like to travel to Europe and I do. So Matt's my Europe buddy.
Well, you could bring Devin and all the kids, right? I mean, you know, it's a few more first class tickets you got to pay for, but no, you're not sure.
Two's company.
Kelly, a lot of people over the years have wondered. I mean, we did see your husband this season, and I can't remember if we'd seen him in prior seasons.
He appears in everyone, just like a blip.
Just
grudgingly.
Yeah.
Grudgingly. Yeah.
What has your husband thought of the show in 3 years? I mean,
well, Matt, you want to take it?
I think he's very supportive of Mom and I. He's just supportive of all of us. I think after season 1, because honestly, when we did season 1, we had no idea the show was going to be the success that it is. We had no idea so many people would watch it. I mean, it's like every show, you have no idea. And it's like, when we did it, it was kind of like this cool, oh, wow, we'll do this, check it off the bucket list. This is a life experience. And now it's almost become our lives. Like it's every year we're doing another update with everybody. And Mom and I, we love sharing this with you guys, but Dad, like I said, he's very supportive every year. It's kind of almost, here we go again.
My husband, he's a very private person.
He's private, where Mom and I are fine sharing everything with you guys.
True. Opposites attract.
They do. I have an opposite husband. I'm that way too. I mean, there's no secret. Like, look, I'd show you my underpants, I mean, I don't care, but my husband is completely the opposite. 100%. I know what that's like to have somebody that wants to be out of the limelight. You guys, I feel like you two have made two things famous. Has Sleepy Time Tea ever contacted you for an endorsement?
What the hell? No, they have not.
Oh, they are crazy. You two should be on a commercial for Sleepy Time Tea, for God's sakes. You guys made that.
Devin, get on it.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
That and that swan faucet. Is the swan faucet still there?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I swear that you needed to track sales, because I guarantee sales went up after you guys speak that. I mean, that swan faucet is something else.
It's definitely a conversation piece.
I saw a special on Sarah, you might remember Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh, yes.
I remember
you
that.
remember?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I do.
They had those in their back. I mean, I had already got the swan faucet, so I can't.
I think you said because Cardi B had it.
Oh
yeah,
she does. She has it too.
Oh yeah.
She's got a few other things.
What else are you getting, Kelly, from Cardi B?
You know what? I like birds.
She does.
I like anything in nature. Well, no snakes.
So one thing that Mom is dying.
Love nature.
One thing that Mom is dying to do is, what's the thing with the bird where?
Oh yeah.
Falconry.
I think
Yeah. She's trying to convince me to go do falconry with her.
Oh my God. I have done that. It's kind of cool. It is cool.
Really
yeah, it is pretty cool. And then they put the little mask on the bird so it can't fly away or peck your eyes out or whatever it was. They're like huge. They're massive. But wait, Kelly, did you see that Cardi B had that swan faucet first, and that was one of the reasons you bought it? Or was that totally?
No, I heard from, can I say who I heard it from?
Well, I think she wants to know if Cardi B inspired you to get it. You just bought it.
No, I heard from somebody while we were filming that Cardi B had one.
Okay. Okay. And so, all right, you guys need endorsements for both of those things. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing. But
Mom's hair care line is also probably going to come out. I'm just kidding.
Well, okay. Wait, speaking of that, I mean, I think this is kind of known, but you guys are basically all in real estate, right? That's kind of the business you're all in.
I'm a mogul.
My God.
You're the mogul. Yeah, you are, right? You're like, so are you in mortgages? Are you?
Devin, you want to?
I'm a lender.
I'm getting my real estate, and I'm looking into going into real estate. Mom has her license, so if I, get my license, basically the three of us possibly could start up McAdams Realty.
You guys, so has the show helped your overall businesses, or has it hurt it at all?
I don't think anything I'm not in anything like that yet. That's just possible future things for me. I don't think.
I think it has. I think it's helped.
Yeah, being on. I know I always tell people there's no downside of television except not being on it. I mean, who does it? Because people want to come in and meet you, and then they want to sell their house with you.
Yeah.
So I've had some of the most amazing conversations with people that reached out to me after finding me because of the show and going through my social media and saying, oh my gosh, I was so scared of it and didn't even think that, like, I was so scared of the process of becoming a homeowner. And then because of your videos, like, I want to talk to you. And so I set up appointments and I talked to these people and kind of put together a game plan with them. And I have gotten the sweetest messages back from people that are like, oh my gosh, like, my husband has never told me that he's never seen me so excited talking about this after talking to you. So, like, it hasn't, it's a little too new for me to actually like say if it's helped or not, but I love doing what I do because I love showing people that they can do that. Like, that's why I love doing what I do. Yeah. And so that's been really neat to be able to share that gift with people.
And then Kelly, are you a realtor, or is that's how you've built that's how you've built your empire? You've always.
No, I married a rich man to build my empire.
Oh my God.
I'm okay with saying that. I don't care.
So you actually could be on Housewives. Like, you'd actually be really great.
Oh, she'd be phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey,
we're a package deal, Mom. You can't leave me.
I know a good thing when I see it. I mean, my mom didn't raise a stupid kid.
Wait, have you ever thought about, I mean, I feel like you guys have a long career on TV. Have you ever thought about like what franchise you would be on?
Sarah, I need to ask you that. Why do people say that to us all the time? Why?
Well, I think there's an element. Now look, I don't know you personally, but I feel like you guys don't really give a shit what people say. Don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't. And I think that's very hard because a lot of people get on TV and then they start reading the comments, they get into it, they get very upset, or they feel like they're not being themselves or whatever. And then they take themselves off TV. And to me, that's always nuts. It's like, just go along with the story. Who cares? Keep going with the storyline. You can always pivot and do something else. Right. Yeah.
We lean in.
Well, that's the point. Is we
lean in. You kind of, and I mean, I don't want to say that you're villains, but I mean, you kind of have come off as villains, and you guys seem to not give a fuck the next season.
Well, Mom and I were laughing about that.
Yeah.
Actually,
villains are misunderstood.
They are. Come on.
They had a tragedy in their life,
and everybody wants to see the villain redeemed. But the best part about it to me is this: I was talking to Mom about it because it's obvious. I'm basically the villain now. And Mom was the villain before. So Mom and I are like, who's it now? Like, is Mom the villain? Am I the villain? And I'm not making light of what happened, with me and Brittany and the things I should have done better.
Those things happen. They
do happen. Yeah. But, I want people to know that I know that's not the best way to handle a situation. And I think that people think I just don't care and I'm going from girl to girl, or I'm, and I just.
Yeah, it very much looked that way on the show, and I get it. But yeah, that's
20 to 30 years
ago,
person that was acceptable.
Are.
No, and it's not. And I hopefully, but
it would have been hailed a hero. They would have said, "Go, Maddie, go, Maddie."
Devin, what do we not get to see about Matt that you wish we saw on the show?
So he's super observant.
Mm.
Very, very observant. And he, like, for me, and one of the things that I love most about him is that he takes those things, those little things that he's observed, and he uses them to like make my day better. Just he'll do these little things. And so that's something that you don't really get to see on the show.
It's the little
He's
stuff,
super
Sarah.
funny. He's super funny, which we get to see on the show a little bit.
We got to see all the witty lines.
Right.
Break up. Matt, we didn't get to see, what are some hobbies that you enjoy doing? What are some things that we might be surprised that you do that we don't get to see? Because we really don't get to see a lot of hobbies now. I mean, it's kind of been your relationship. It's the moments with Kelly. Like, what are you like when you have downtime in a season? What are you doing?
Well, honestly, I mean, I go to the gym or I'm playing golf. I'm kind of the movie buff, so I'll go to the movies. Devin and I, well, Mom and I, but also Devin and I now, we like to travel. So we like do random, little trips, places. We'll just go somewhere for a weekend. And
we're foodies.
We love eating out. I love finding new places to go. Devin
All
and
the
I
things we used to do.
go write a country song.
Let me go get my cowboy boots.
But I think that's just kind of like
Matt's a really good golfer. He could have been
a contender.
He could have been a professional.
Yeah. So I like to do that stuff. I hope that, if there's future seasons and things like that for us, there's more of our lives that we can share. Devin and I have really sat and talked together about it because, she came in right at the last episode and,
like literally at the very end. And, it is difficult, I would say, dating, because I think anybody that's on TV or anybody that's even on this show or any show, like you kind of wonder, God, is it me? Or is it because they think, oh, he might have another season? What is it kind of a deal? But I think Devin and I talked about it and I was like, well, we could decide that we want to share our love for each other with everybody and show them how basically if there's another season, Sarah, it would be basically of a blending of the McAdams family if it happened. Sarah, that was the initial conversation we had when we were talking about do I make an appearance on the show or not?
Do we live a private life? Do we leave? And
that we were really excited about our love story and thought that it would be cool to have it captured and share it.
And I think there should be some love stories still. I think too, a lot of people give me a lot of, flack for, oh, he's this and this and this. But I do think people like a good love story. And I think people want to believe in something. And yes, there is a love story here. It's not the probably storybook one because I got to, Mom and I are super close and we have to just figure out how we all work it out together. And we really don't know, Mom makes side comments here and there. And mom's already told me, you're tied to that house. You're not leaving. And
nope.
So
he can't leave.
Well, it would be really epic to see Kelly at your wedding. I mean, it would just be it would be kind of like we're sort of waiting for that moment. I don't know.
I think everybody's waiting to see. I think everybody wants to see Mom at my wedding. They want to see Mom perform. They want to see they want to see if she'll walk down the aisle, if I'll be left at the altar.
Oh my God. I know. And we just have to see so much more. I think you guys are getting more seasons. All right. I want to do some rapid fire serious questions, some rapid fire fun questions. And then I want you guys to really share too what, if there's anything else like misconceptions you want to clear up or things you really want people to know. So let's go rapid fire serious questions. Why did you not use your ex's name, your ex-fiance's name on this season? Was that a collective choice between you and Kelly? Was that production? Why don't we don't mention her name? I'm just curious why that was.
Mom and I talked about it. And I think that in moving on, when you move on and when you're building your new life, you shouldn't bring up the past like that. And, the past is the past and it should stay there. And, certain things needed to be addressed. And we just felt that that was the best way to handle it. We didn't want to say anything bad. We don't have any bad feelings. We don't harbor any hate. So we just said, when it needs to be addressed, let's do it this way.
Matt, obviously Kim has been on my show and, she was very good in, a lot of things she really wanted to keep your lives private. But, it's not a secret online. I mean, you've been accused of emotional abuse towards her. I mean, that scene, were you ever abusive towards her? I think people want to know that because there's been some insinuations of that.
I'm aware of the insinuations and they are completely false. No, it's never happened.
There was never a restraining order granted. That has been floating around.
Never.
A lot of people put that online that there was a restraining order.
You can look it up. I have nothing against. I have no restraining orders against me.
There was a social media post that insinuated that it was a thing. And
clickbait. It's clickbait,
and it was taken down.
Yeah,
but no, there was never a restraining order actually granted.
I mean, you followed this. I mean, her mom has even been on a Facebook post accusing you of. I'm sure you guys have seen that. So accusing you of emotional abuse, physical abuse, maybe insinuating the restraining order. So
a mother will do anything to protect their child if they want a child's story out there. That's how I'll put that. What parent isn't going to say, well, my son or daughter wants this said, I'm going to help them out, But like I said, anybody can Google it. Anyone can look it up. I have no restraining orders against me. There has never been anything granted against me. I
mean, obviously, Sarah, I'm a single mom and I have 2 kids, and that is something that would be very important to me. That's something that I absolutely wouldn't want in my space and wouldn't tolerate. And so I for one haven't in this relationship, especially experienced anything that could even be construed as emotionally or physically abusive. And to be fair, I have experienced those relationships, and this is so far from that.
Matt, the other big thing, of course, I'm sure you're well aware, is your sexuality that people talk about all the time. Is there anything you want to say about that? I'm sure that's been probably hurtful, maybe not. But people, and I see people defend you more now, like let him be happy, let him live his life, whatever he wants to be. But I mean, since you started this show, people have alleged that you are gay and on this show to cover it up. When you have read that, how's that made you feel? And is there anything you want to say about that?
Yes. So obviously we're aware of what's been said. I think it's sad. It's very hurtful. It is not true. I think as a society, we should have moved past this where we don't, I'm not the masculine man that watches football and, does all this. I'm not. I am more in touch with my feminine side. I understand things. Maybe that's why I pick up on those little things that Devin needs me to pick up on.
I would consider you metro.
It's a metrosexual thing. Unfortunately, I take care of my appearance, things of that nature. It is hurtful that people say I'm on this show to hide it, because here's my thing. If I was gay, why could I not tell my mom? She is the most understanding, supportive woman, and we live in the year 2022.
Wouldn't Devin know?
Who cares?
What?
First of all,
am I missing something?
And it's also like, because I get messages all the time, like, we wish you would die, you FAG, things like that. Like these hateful messages, and I feel so bad for the LGBTQ community.
I get messages that are like, "Don't you know?"
I just feel bad for people in the LGBTQ community, because it's terrible that they would have to go through that. Like, I wish no one would ever have to go through that, you know, and.
And here's the thing too, like, I don't think people realize how harmful that can be.
Yeah.
100%. I mean,
try and label a total stranger's sexuality.
Yeah.
Just by looking at someone.
It is bizarre to me how many people message me and think that they know him better than I do because they watch a reality TV show. It is bizarre.
Kelly, for you, I know you don't have social media, but when the show started and to even now, you know, what is that been the most hurtful rumor? Like, is that been the most hurtful thing to read, or that doesn't bother you?
Yeah, Matt has come to me about it. I was aware of it. But Matt and I talk about things all the time. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that hasn't been called a name, made fun of how they look or how they talk, or if they're poor, if they're ugly, if they're fat. You know, people suck.
Everybody's experienced some sort of criticism.
I'm sorry.
And we are aware, you know, some people like to say, oh, well, they went on reality TV. We can do whatever we want to them. That's not right. You can't do that. Like, we don't live in a society where because someone wants to share their story, you have the right to say terrible things to them, go after their loved ones, their friends. You know, you can't do that. And it's kind of made me realize that as a society, we can just do better.
But somebody that we know said they will never say all that stuff they say on social media
to your face.
They'll never say it to your face.
No.
And that's actually a good point. Has anyone come up to you and go, oh, I'm a fan of the show. Are you gay or anything? Like, has anyone ever
they do not. Oh my God, no, they don't say a word. They're trying to, no one says a word.
So stupid.
You know,
they're super nice.
People are
super nice.
Very supportive.
They're so supportive. They love it. Like they all ask me like, where's mom? Like Devin and I are like out and they're like, where's mom? Did mom let you out? Like, it's like this.
Say the weirdest thing that happened.
Yeah. What?
Was we were in Newport Beach, and it was one of the first times that it was, I think the second time that we like did a quick getaway out of town. And we were sitting at this little cantina, and these ladies came up to us, and he explained to her, oh, this is my girlfriend. And she like put her hand on my arm and looked at me like she was like consoling me.
Yeah.
What?
That was probably the weirdest one. Yeah. She was like, oh.
Oh my God. All right. Well, let's do rapid fire fun. All right, Kelly, how many grandkids do you want from Matt and Devin?
3.
Oh
that was so quick.
I already have 2.
She said rapid fire.
Yeah, they're going to get busy. Kelly, if you could pick which Housewives franchise you were going to be on, of course you're bringing Matt, but what would it be? Which one would it be?
Which what?
Which
Housewives franchise would you be on?
Housewives of Loomis.
She's going to make her own
edition.
Tell you what, there's plenty of that around here.
Placer
County. What do you eat in a day? You're very health, fit, conscious. We've seen you like gain weight, shred weight. Okay, what's your typical like workout diet?
Like me.
Rapid fire.
I try to eat clean, no sugar.
No sugar. Oh my God! But we keep the alcohol in, right?
I keep the alcohol. Devin says, "Let's not eat it. Let's drink it."
That's true.
Okay. Devin, has Kelly walked in on you guys having sex yet?
No.
Oh,
close. She came close.
I remember.
She was standing in the driveway.
They both looked disheveled.
Oh my God. Okay. So is there another mom from the franchise that you talk to, Kelly? Like, I mean, Layla is giving you a run for your money this season with Shakib and Emily. I mean, Layla is like.
I would like to talk to her, but I do not talk since I do not have social media. I don't talk. But I guess I have a phone.
Yeah, we could call
I
her.
would love to meet Lila.
Oh, Lila. Oh, did she say it, Lila?
Lila.
Lila.
Oh, yes. Okay. That would be amazing.
About like the pronunciation of her name.
I call her what Shakib's calls her, and that's Lila.
Okay. Oh my God. I say it wrong all the time. Anyway. Okay. Lila, yes. You two in the same room. That could be a spinoff show too, honestly.
Good.
Okay. You guys, what else? Is there anything else? You've been so open. I mean, I'm really grateful that you did this interview. Is there something else or anything you want to clear up that you want people to know?
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. What are they saying about me?
Well,
Sarah, what are they saying about me? And I'll let you know. I don't read comments.
Matt and I have been doing our lives lately, which has given us a lot of perspective, I think, about like the people that follow us and really want to know what's going on in our lives and our story and are really supportive of us. But I feel like I still even have to like continue to remind people that like, well, first of all, what I've shared with Matt is that I think that people either kind of love him or love to hate him because this is his real life and it is super authentic. And but to the same token, reality TV is such a small sliver of like our real lives that I think it's important for people to take into consideration that it's like, you don't know everything about these people and their lives because you see this sliver.
Yeah, 100%. And people get way too involved in these shows. I mean, you guys film, you film 8 hours a day and they're taking the 20 minutes where you had like a moment or an explosive conversation. I mean, that's all. The rest of it we're never seeing. So,
But I think the whole thing about this too is like, let's go back to how this all originated. This is about moms and sons that are very close and just how they maneuver through life. Right. And mom and I are best friends. We're very close.
And that's real.
Yeah. And that's real. And, mom and I have talked many times about, do we want to continue? What do we want to do? Where are we at? And, I think because mom and I are so close and we are just genuinely best friends, that there's more story. And, now with, Devin and I and the now amazing relationship I'm in, like I said, future things would be, blending families, maybe making a family. So we don't know.
Wow. I love it. I mean, and Kelly, by the way, they say that you're different with Devin. So that's what they're saying online, that you are easier on her and that they feel like Matt may have met his match because you're nicer to Devin than everyone else. That's what they say.
I think there's a lot more. Mom and Devin haven't gone head to head yet.
I'm sure that's something that they would love to see, more interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the season did sort of end. I wasn't wild about the season finale. It really didn't sum up like where you guys were at, or I wanted one more episode.
Well, not just us. I think there were other families too that it's like, that's like, wait, but like
I think that's kind of good though, because it leaves viewers hungry.
But we want, and there is more though. Like, we have,
of course,
we have a lot more.
Remember,
and
I had that pregnancy scare.
Devin and I have a lot of things.
You and Devin? Did you and Devin have a pregnancy scare recently?
No.
Me and my husband.
Wait, Kelly, you and your husband had a pregnancy scare?
Oh my God.
I did. I didn't tell him.
When was this?
A few months back, but I'm all right.
Okay, so you're not pregnant.
I just found out that I just gained some weight. And I was cranky.
So I think, I think, for anybody listening to this, and there's a lot more. The McAdams family has a lot more to share with you guys. We love sharing our lives with you guys. Devin and I are ready to share stuff with you guys. I'm excited for the future. We're excited
that we can now.
We're excited that we can. Yeah. Cause it was so under wraps for so long, but that's why, people, they see I'm happy. They see that. I think you can just tell, and people, that's the comments, and people just think they see that I'm happier. And I think it's not necessarily that mom is easier on Devin than my previous relationships. I think it is that it's now, where do we all stand? And I think mom said it well in the season where she said, Matt's life is changing, but so is mine. And so we have to basically figure out where we're all going to land. And, we want to share that with you guys. You guys joined me in a long-term relationship, an engagement, a broken engagement, a rebound. And then now this, like, you guys have been with me for so long. It's like, I feel like we all have to finish this out together.
We got to know how it ends. We got to know how it ends. Yeah. We got to know. I mean, Kelly, could be really interesting. Maybe you and your hubby spend more time together. I mean, maybe we get him to Europe. Maybe. I mean,
no chance.
People love Pat.
They love my dad. They do. They love him.
Yeah, Pat. I mean, people want a confessional from Pat. They want to know.
They do. I know.
They do. They want to know like what Pat's real thoughts are.
They're not going to get it.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Look,
sure.
You guys are going to have to come on again. We know there's going to be a season 4. I mean, we're going to have to see how Kelly's life changes.
But who knows if who knows if there's a real story here again? I don't know, Sarah. I say that.
I don't believe it.
Devin's all like, what?
I roll my eyes every time.
Because he'll be back.
No, we have no idea.
We never
know. We don't even know what's going to happen with the show. And if the show is over, it's like, I think Mom and I, it's been one of the honors of our life is doing this with you guys and sharing this.
Definitely.
And, we're open to it. We have no idea what's going to happen, but I guess we'll see. But, you guys are seeing my real life and sometimes I mess up, but isn't that how life is? If you want to see a real life, you're getting it. You see people mess up, you see them learn, you see them grow. And
none of us are perfect. Yeah. None of us are perfect. Absolutely. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for having a glass of wine with me. McAdams Realty coming. You guys got to launch your own, I Love a Mama's Boy wine. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you should have some sort of bottle where it's like locked and, the son and the mother's thumbs have to like intertwine in order.
Well, I told Mom we should get wine tote bags of her from season 2 at the winery with like a picture of her on it.
Oh my God.
Our Etsy store.
So many I mean, oh my God, what was it? And it was season 2, right? Weren't you guys reciting like Harry Potter quotes?
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Elvish.
Devin, have you gone back and watched season 1 and season 2 now?
So I watched season 1 by myself, like in secret. Like I didn't even tell him that I was watching it. Like it's after we started dating, I was like, I obviously have to watch the show. And so I started watching TV. Season 1 and I was like an episode or 2.
She was like, his haircut is
and I let it slip when we were like having dinner one night that I was watching the show. And we binge watched the rest of season 2 that night together.
Couple bottles of wine.
And had a lot of wine. But it was really cool because that was the best way I think I could have done that, because had I watched it by myself, I think I would have had so many questions. And I got to ask them like real time with him. And we got to have dialogue about these like intense things that happened in season 2.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my God. More to come. Where can we follow you two on social media?
So I have TikTok and then I have Instagram. And then I have mom's all my stuff. We post our videos and pictures. Devin has Instagram and TikTok as well. She's tagged in all of my things. So yeah.
Sarah, should I start my own Instagram?
Instagram's kind of dying. I was thinking you need a TikTok. I mean, we need to see Kelly, out there on that damn 4-wheeler. In your backyard, doing wine reviews. Doing hair gel reviews. You're kind of
Oh.
I need a tour of that shoe closet. I need you out like intermingling with your grandkids. What kind of grandma are you? I need more Kelly. Kelly content would be epic. I think a whole nother level for you of fame. Kelly, look at Kelly. She's like,
Devin. Literally after this is over, Mom's going to Google how to make a TikTok.
Seriously, we want to see all those things. Honestly.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you're not alone.
I'll take it.
You're not alone. I will say this. The 3 of us have a lot of things still to come. So just keep
What,
keep
are you
watching me.
jealous?
Okay, Matt, this was after 10 minutes ago. You said, I don't know. This could be it. This could be it. Now we're teasing more things to come. Okay.
I don't know if it's a show. It doesn't have to be a show. It could be other things. There's
But
social
yeah, our
media
lives,
branches,
like,
our
they're-
lives. We're not, if the show stopped for us, we're not going to stop sharing our lives. So.
And we're really good about sharing what's going on on our social media too.
Yeah.
So
we want people to follow the love story as it's kind of happening. So it works.
Can I get your followers? Can I?
You would quadruple what I have. They would leave me in a second.
Send them to
Kelly,
me?
you would put him to shame.
You would probably get
I
verified
don't
in a
want to
day.
do that to you.
Thanks,
Oh
Mom.
my God. If I lived closer to
sacrifice.
Luminous, I would do your TikTok.
Day one, I've sacrificed for you.
And you've never let me forget it.
She's never gonna leave. Forget it. Oh my God, truly, what a treat. I really respect that you guys, had trust in me. That means a lot. Thank you for being on the Sarah Fraser Show. We have followed you. I mean, this show is huge. And I always talk about your show on my podcast. You guys have enormous ratings. I mean, you guys get higher ratings than the Housewives. Oftentimes 1.5 million people tuning into your show. I mean, you guys had a huge season 2, which is why they ordered, a season 3, like immediately. And I don't think anyone had higher ratings. 90 Day Fiance, maybe. And Welcome to Plathville did have a huge season because Kim and Barry are supposedly getting divorced. But aside from that, nobody beats you guys. So it's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Well, we loved it. So it's great.
Yeah.
Kelly's like, all right, I'll keep the villain act. No worries. The villain.
Oh my God.
There we go. That's a good send off.
Oh my God. Cheers, you guys. Have the best Sunday afternoon.
Of course.
Thank you,
You too.
Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.